And Russia's war in Ukraine could also spell more trouble for its ally, Iran. The G7 is mulling a ban on IranAir, the country's national carrier, for flying to Europe. The airline flies passengers from Iran to multiple cities across Europe. The United States and its allies have warned that they will slap sanctions on Tehran, including a ban on IranAir, if it supplies Russia with ballistic missiles. But Iran is undeterred as its officials say a deal with Moscow is in fact imminent. Our next report explains.
The war in the heart of Europe between Russia and Ukraine is in its third year. US-led NATO allies are weighing how to rebuild stockpiles drained by the war. They are struggling to keep up with Ukraine's increasing appetite for arms and ammunition. Russia too has been pumping out weapons. Its ability to churn out tanks, missiles and shells has surprised the West and mounted pressure on the Ukrainian military. But despite its expanding arms production, Russia has been facing major challenges. Moscow too has been struggling to replenish its dwindling supplies. To deal with this, Russia has been receiving support from one of its closest allies, Iran. Russia is reportedly seeking close-range ballistic missiles from Iran for its war in Ukraine, and Iranian officials say a deal is imminent. The United States and its G7 allies warned Iran that major Western economies will pile sanctions on Tehran if it moves forward with the deal to provide ballistic missiles to Russia. These sanctions could include a ban on IranAir, the country's national air carrier, from flying to Europe. IranAir flies passengers from Iran to multiple cities across Europe.
As you all know, we have expressed serious concerns from this podium that Russia is seeking to acquire close-range ballistic missiles from Iran to enable its brutal war in Ukraine. And that Russian negotiations to acquire those close-range ballistic missiles have been active and they've been advancing. Today, I just want to call your attention to a joint statement released this morning by the United States and other G7 countries warning Iran not to go forward with the sale of close-range ballistic missiles to Russia. The G7 statement reads in part, and I quote, "Were Iran to proceed with providing ballistic missiles or related technology to Russia, we are prepared to respond swiftly and in a coordinated manner, including with new and significant measures against Iran," end quote. So we're speaking with one voice here on this matter from the United States, Canada, Japan, the EU, France, Germany, and the United Kingdom.
For weeks, the Biden administration has raised alarm over a potential Russia-Iran missiles deal. The US and Europe have already imposed the most extensive and comprehensive sanctions against Iran. Tehran will reportedly provide surface-to-surface ballistic missiles to Moscow for use in Ukraine. These missiles could include those from the Fateh 110 family of short-range ballistic missiles. Reports say Iran has already provided Russia with around 400 of these missiles. These shipments began in early January after multiple meetings between Iranian and Russian military officials that took place last year in Tehran and Moscow. The US is yet to confirm that missiles have moved from Iran to Russia. Washington says Iran has already provided Russia with drones, guided aerial bombs and artillery ammunition that Moscow has used to attack Ukrainian targets. Earlier, Iran had also reportedly developed a new explosive attack drone, the Shahid 107, for Russia.
Well, I can't speak for the mullahs. I wouldn't do that, or for the supreme leader. We know they've provided drones, not only drones, the drones themselves, but the ability to manufacture drones organically inside Russia. And this is a burgeoning defense relationship that we've been watching very, very closely. We've talked about it many times here. We haven't seen them move forward other than the negotiation process actively advancing, and we really wanted to set down a marker here for Iran and for Russia that there will be swift consequences for them to do that. What's in their calculus? I couldn't say, but this would be obviously not just really bad for the people of Ukraine, but also bad for people in the Middle East, because Iran's hoping to get something out of this too. It's not just about sales of ballistic missiles to Russia. They're hoping to get Russian military technology for themselves.
According to reports, Tehran has already sold a few units to Moscow in a deal that is estimated to be worth more than $2 million. Iran has also supplied Russia with Shahed kamikaze drones, which have become a staple of Moscow's long-range assaults on Ukrainian cities. Last year, Iran completed a deal to buy Su-35 fighter jets from Russia. It is also looking to buy advanced military equipment including attack helicopters, combat trainer aircraft and radars. Defense partnership between Iran and Russia has strengthened since Moscow's invasion of Ukraine in February 2022. Iran's hardline rulers believe this helps Tehran resist US sanctions and end political isolation.